This is pretty interesting beef at bantamweight, meat boy, and I'm curious to get your take because Chito Vera, the guy was on a fat win streak, right? Was absolutely killing it, getting performances of the night, fights of the night, just going on a beautiful run with a lot of finishes over some kind of legends. I mean, Dominic Cruz, Frankie Edgar, both nice finishes, and the dude was peaking, then ran into Corey Sandhagen, and although it's a split decision officially on the record, that's historically probably one of the biggest MMA judging travesties in UFC history. The fact that one of those three judges gave that fight to Chito because that was a 5-0 landslide performance from Corey Sandhagen. And I guess I bring that up because I wonder when you're that close to obtaining the gold, getting the championship opportunity, and then to get absolutely just sent down 5 steps, absolutely smoked light work. What does that do for your morale, and how does Chito Vera return having just suffered that? And in so return, he's fighting against a guy in Pedro Munhoz who, the last time we saw him, when have we seen a better Pedro Munhoz? I mean, he smoked Chris Gutierrez. We were definitely on the wrong side of that one. And the fact that he was able to essentially beat Chris Gutierrez at his own game, chopping away at the legs, landing beautiful strikes on the feet, it was like a vintage OG Pedro Munhoz. And when Pedro Munhoz back in the day was peaking, I mean, this is a guy with finishes over Cody No Love, Brian Caraway, who's not good, and Brett Johns and Rob Font. I mean, this guy had some beautiful early wins. So if Pedro Munhoz, the OG vintage version, is the guy who shows up against Chito in a fight where Chito's coming back and having just suffered a monstrous defeat, what does this fight look like? And do you think that this fight has title implications at all, or are both these guys just gatekeeper killers but are never going to fight for gold again?
I think this is definitely a fight for possibly next title contender. If he hits a crazy knockout, I honestly think that they would put him right there to fight Sugar Sean, especially if Sugar fights next. Now, I think they'd like either one, because if Sugar wins, rematch with Pedro. If Sugar wins, Marla. So it's totally a setup for the Sugar Show, which brings me to a conspiracy that they're gonna throw the fight so Sugar Show wins, because that's gonna sell way more than the Funk. That's gonna be interesting. But no, I think Pedro's gonna get this done. I think he actually knocks him out. I think he's gonna pull the big upset and KO him. He was looking sharp versus Gutierrez, and I don't know. I don't think I've ever seen Cheeto really get hit hard. Like, I don't know if he's as tough as Gutierrez. So that's gonna be very interesting to see. But yeah, I got Munoz winning.
Yeah, that'd be interesting, and you'll definitely be getting some juicy beef for a Munoz by KO finish because he hasn't gotten a finish in many years, and we've never really seen Cheeto succumb to strikes, right? I mean, he got controlled, he got effectively dominated by Corey Sandhagen, but to your point, it never seemed like he was really eating those thunderous punches that might put you out, and perhaps Pedro Munhoz has that difficult or the that different level of power. I mean, the dude does kind of crack, but the odds are kind of strange, right? Minus 198 for Cheeto, plus 164 for Pedro. Tapology is awfully bullish on Cheeto, and they think by decision. All the 24% going with Pedro is all based for the decision as well. So, what do you make of the Tapology, and do you think that if Cheeto gets this done, that it's likely by decision?
Yeah, I could see Cheeto getting a knockout. It most likely will be decision. Just like I kind of agree with Tapology. I don't agree with Tapology on Munoz stats, but I do agree with Vera where, majority decision, but about 25% chance KO or finish. So I could see that happening, but I think most likely decision for Cheeto.
Yeah, I'm kind of seeing it the same way. I think decision for Cheeto most likely, but there is a sliver of a world where a KO happens because, I mean, Cheeto is going to have a 6-inch reach advantage. He's way younger, and what I'm curious to see is what the speed advantage looks like and who will have it essentially. If Cheeto, I think, can maintain that distance and land more than Pedro and maybe not let Pedro get in close, then perhaps that could be advantageous for him on the feet. And so I'm going to roll with Cheeto Vera. I wouldn't say it's the most confident pick, though, because I see a world where Pedro comes in here and surprises a lot of Cheeto marks and makes this a very close fight. But I'm going to buy the hype that Cheeto at 30-31 has made the requisite adjustments, and this is a perfect level test opportunity to showcase back to the fans that, Cheeto's still right up there. Like, maybe he's not quite on that Sandhagen level just yet, but still young, still hungry, and still good enough to beat to beat Pedro Munhoz. So I'm gonna go with Chito. I'm gonna go probably by decision. Any last thoughts?
No, this is a fun fight. Love the matchup. Throw in the comments, sweet again, why, and smash the like, subscribe. Check out the other videos.